What are global interest rates anyway? Well, Golden Retriever loves apples more than chasing tennis balls on a sunny afternoon. Golden Retriever has been saving up apple treats in his special doggy bank, but sometimes Golden Retriever wants to buy extra apples right now instead of waiting. That's where the magical world of borrowing comes in. And boy, oh boy, does it get interesting when you start talking about countries doing the same thing, but with gazillions of apples. When Golden Retriever wants to borrow apples from the Big Apple Bank, they don't just hand them over for free like Golden Retrievers humans do when he gives them those irresistible puppy dog eyes. Nope, the bank says, "Sure, Golden Retriever, you can have these delicious apples today, but you'll need to give us back more apples later as a thank you for letting you borrow them." That extra amount is called interest, and it's basically the price of getting your paws on those apples before you've actually earned enough treats to buy them yourself. Now, here's where things get really wild. Entire countries do this exact same thing, except instead of apples, they're borrowing massive amounts of money. And instead of Golden Retriever's neighborhood bank, they're dealing with central banks that make decisions affecting millions and millions of people. The interest rate is like a special number that tells everyone how expensive it is to borrow apples right now. When Golden Retriever's local apple bank decides that lots of dogs are borrowing too many apples and the apple supply is getting low, they make the interest rate higher. This means Golden Retriever would have to give back way more apples than he borrowed, which makes him think twice about whether he really needs those extra apples right now, or if he should just wait and save up his treats instead. Countries work exactly the same way. When their central banks think too much money is being borrowed and spent, they raise interest rates to cool things down and make everyone think more carefully about their spending habits. But here's the really fascinating part that makes Golden Retriever's tail wag with excitement. These interest rate decisions don't just stay in one country like a well-behaved dog staying in its own yard. Oh no, they jump over fences and run around the entire global neighborhood, affecting everyone everywhere. When the United States Federal Reserve changes their interest rates, it's like the alpha dog of the financial world barking really loudly, and all the other countries' dogs start barking in response. Golden Retriever has noticed that when big countries like the US or European Union change their rates, suddenly his humans are talking more about their mortgage payments and whether it's a good time to buy that new car they've been dreaming about. Hey there, fellow Apple enthusiasts and financial curiosity seekers. If Golden Retriever's Apple economics adventure is making your tail wag as much as his does during treat time, why don't you hit that subscribe button? Golden Retriever promises he won't jump on you or slobber on your face, but he might just teach you something that'll make you the smartest pup at the dog park. Drop a comment below and tell Golden Retriever what other confusing financial stuff you'd like him to explain, using his favorite snacks. He's always hungry for new topics, and even hungrier for those delicious red apples. Global interest rates create this incredible ripple effect that Golden Retriever likes to imagine as dropping a really big stick into a calm pond. The waves spread out everywhere and affect every single duck floating around. When major economies like the United States decide to raise their interest rates because their economy is getting too hot and people are spending money like Golden Retriever gobbles up dropped food at dinner time, suddenly, other countries have to make tough choices about their own rates. If they keep their rates too low compared to the US, all the smart money investors will take their cash and run over to America, where they can earn more return on their investments, leaving the other countries with less money flowing around their economies. Golden Retriever has observed that emerging market countries, think of them as the younger, more energetic puppies in the global financial dog park, get hit especially hard when big countries change their rates. These puppy countries often borrowed lots of money when rates were low and comfortable, kind of like how Golden Retriever might eat way too many apples when his humans aren't watching the treat jar carefully. But when global rates go up, suddenly these countries have to pay much more to service their debts. And their currencies often get weaker compared to the big dog currencies like the US dollar. It's like being the smallest dog at the park when all the big dogs start playing rough. You either adapt quickly or you might get knocked over. The really tricky part that makes Golden Retriever tilt his head in confusion sometimes is how central banks try to balance everything without causing chaos. They have to consider inflation, which is when apple prices keep going up and up until Golden Retriever's treat budget can't buy as many delicious apples as it used to. If they keep interest rates too low for too long, inflation can run wild, like an unleashed dog in a farmer's market full of apple vendors. But if they raise rates too quickly or too high, they might accidentally put their whole economy to sleep like Golden Retriever after a long day of playing fetch. Except instead of a peaceful nap, it's more like an economic recession that makes everyone sad and unemployed. Exchange rates dance around like Golden Retriever when he hears the treat jar opening. When one country's interest rates go up, their currency usually gets stronger, because foreign investors want to park their money there to earn those higher returns. This affects international trade, because suddenly, Golden Retriever's imported gourmet apples from New Zealand cost more dollars to buy, which means either Golden Retriever pays more or he settles for domestic apples, which honestly taste just fine, but don't have that special exotic appeal that makes his tail wag quite as enthusiastically. Well, there you have it. Wonderful humans and fellow four-legged finance enthusiasts, Golden Retriever hopes his apple-filled explanation helped make global interest rates less mysterious and more digestible than his usual dinner bowl. If you enjoyed this tail-wagging journey through international economics, please subscribe and become part of Golden Retriever's pack of curious learners. Comment below with suggestions for the next topic you'd like Golden Retriever to tackle. Maybe cryptocurrency explained with tennis balls, or stock markets explained with squeaky toys. Golden Retriever is always ready for new adventures in learning, especially when treats and belly rubs are involved in the research process.